Hey guys, welcome back to the Hangover series. I hope everyone is having a wonderful, beautiful day. I know I am. Today has been actually a pretty good day. Work was busy, which is always fun. So, yeah, I was having a good day personally, and I hope that you all were as well. This past weekend was Lollapalooza weekend, and it was really, really fun. I went all 4 days. We walked like 30,000 steps every single day, which is insane. And it was a blast. Girls' weekends are the best weekends. I will forever cherish those. They are seriously the best. And yeah, it was great. And I was going to do an episode on everything that happened, but we can save that for another time. Nothing too chaotic happened. It was just kind of listening to music and getting drunk and drinking a lot of Kim Crawford because that was the alcohol they had for us. They sold half bottles of Kim Crawford, and according to my bank account, I bought 10 half bottles. So I guess I drank 5 bottles of wine, but 5 bottles of wine in 4 days at a festival all day actually doesn't seem that insane to me. So yeah, had a wonderful time there, and it was awesome. It was so awesome. So for today's episode, I kind of wanted to talk about how to survive a first date, because I've gone on a couple dates living here. I've gone on a couple dates back home, not really that many though. And first dates can be so scary. And I was talking to my sister about first dates last night because I'm going on one next week. And personally, I don't really get nervous for this kind of thing because, one, normally it's just a guy from Hinge that I've never met. And yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't know anything about you. You don't know anything about me. It's just a little date, and we're just getting to know each other. And yeah, but I guess if I knew the person and I really liked them, I would probably be super nervous. This is more so how to survive like a first date, I guess in general, or Hinge date, or whatever you want to call it. So the first thing is, when you're matching with someone on Hinge, I hate that they don't have their last name. It is only their first name. So you can't even like look the person up on Instagram or like find out what job they do. Like, you literally only know what they have on Hinge. So you're really giving it all your trust, which can be kind of scary because I'm sure there are weirdos on there. But my favorite way of going about this is I just match with whoever and kind of let them take it from there. I feel like guys like to have control of this stuff, so yeah, he can plan that stuff. So this week's date, we're going to get drinks at a wine bar. The last date I went on was also to get a drink at like a rooftop bar. The date before that was also to get drinks at a dive bar. And the date before that was also to get drinks. So I think we have a routine going on here. Men want to take me to get drinks. Not sure what that says about me, if I just look like a girl that wants to drink, but wow, I didn't realize they've all taken me to get drinks until right now. Whatever. The guys that I went on dates with in Omaha took me out to like dinner. But if I'm being honest, I'm not a huge fan of first date dinner dates, just because I'd rather do something where I'm not trying to shove food in my mouth, because personally, I'm kind of a messy eater and there will be crumbs all over the table. So whenever I go on dinner dates as a first date or second date, I like purposely pick something that I know is really easy to eat. Like if we get pasta, I'm gonna get the bow fucking noodles so I can just easily poke that. Or I'm gonna get like some chicken that I can cut into little baby pieces and look pretty eating. So I'm not really a fan of that because I feel like I'm just trying hard to be pretty the whole time. But drinks are pretty chill because, I mean, give me a glass of wine and I'll talk your ear off. I think a comedy show would be really fun so we can see if we have the same humor. And I just love a good comedy show. I think like a painting date would be really fun, or like mini golfing, or just something along the lines of that, or even going and getting like a coffee and going for a nice walk in a public space. That would be fun too. Or like going to a vintage market. I don't know. I have so many ideas, clearly, of dates. But yeah, so first, I say, let them come to you and let this man plan something. He can plan something based off of something he's done in the past. He can plan something based off reading your Hinge, reading your vibe. Let him plan, because my sister was telling me last night, because sometimes I'm kind of I don't know if I'm a control freak, but I love to plan things. And so I have this habit of just being like, oh, I'll plan the date and planning it, and then later on I'm like, wait, I wish he had planned it. I wish he had taken control. And my sister was kind of telling me, like, how you start a relationship is how the relationship is set to be. Like, if you're in control and you're planning and you're making all these dates, he's going to be like, oh, that's chill, and sit back and relax and think you're just going to do that for the whole relationship. So if you want your relationship to be like that, then go ahead. And I'm like, I don't want my relationships to be like that. So I got to take a step back. And I love when a guy plans a date and I just have to order an Uber or whatever and show up and not even think, like, please send me away. So I think the first step is letting them take initiative. And the second step is maybe trying to find their last name. But I also think it's weird if a guy has their Instagram account linked to their Hinge, because I feel like that screams, it just screams, you know what it's screaming. And yeah, so honestly, if they have their Instagram linked to their Hinge, I will not be going out with them. But yeah, they can, I don't know. I guess I've never figured out any of their last names, but whatever. The second idea is obviously to have a drink while you're getting ready to calm those nerves down. I don't know if that is the best advice, but personally, I just said earlier that I didn't get nervous, but I do get a little nervous. It's not the fact that I'm nervous because like I like them, because I don't know anything about them, and it's not the fact that I care about what they think of me. I think it's just, I don't know, I'm scared. So I do always have like a drink before, but I don't want to have too many drinks because then that would be really obvious and awkward. I think there's a lot of important things that you have to look out for on these dates as well. Like how, I don't know, you can tell a lot about a person on a first date. And every guy that I've gone on a date with in Chicago so far, we have not even made it past a first date. And not saying that the vibes were weird. I don't know. We just didn't make it past the first date. And I think that was a mutual decision. But yeah, the last date that I went on here, I feel like some of the guys here, I guess, in Chicago are like literally just trying to get in your pants. And I've heard other girls like say they have a similar situation or like similar date stories. So I don't know if that's just the dating scene here or what, but I'll tell you guys a little bit about the first dates that I've gone on here and the red flags that I saw in the last guy. So the last guy that I went on a date with, he said he was a doctor. That's only important for a later part, but he says he's a doctor, whatever. He texts me like, are you free? Let's meet at this place on this date, yada yada yee. Cool. He texts me before, you should wear a dress. They have a dress code here. I think he specifically said to wear a sundress, but that kind of made me feel a little iffy because, one, I know what Google is. Obviously, I Googled the bar we're going to first, sir. So I knew, like, I know how to dress myself. I am a 23-year-old adult. So that kind of gave me weird vibes from the start because why is he telling me what to wear? But I did end up wearing a dress, but that was kind of by choice, but whatever. So I wear a dress and I order an Uber there and he texts me that he's there. I'm like, I am also here. He goes upstairs, doesn't wait for me, but not a big deal. And I go upstairs and I literally had gotten there like a minute after this man. And the funniest and best part about this date is that when I was walking upstairs, this group of people that worked there were like, you look like you're on a first date. And like, oh my gosh, is it that obvious? What is giving it off? And they're like, I don't know, you can just tell. And so one of the servers went out to the area and was like, I just scoped it out. He looks chill. I'm like, okay, cool. So then I walk out there and personally, which some of my friends were like, I wouldn't care about this. But for me, I kind of cared about this. I am walking to the table and he got up, gave me the hug, whatever, that's cool. When I sat down, he like already had his drink, which I understand. Like I'm sure the server came over and asked what he wanted to drink. But I feel like if you're on a date with someone and she says that she is also there, like you should just wait 5 fucking seconds for her to get there and sit down so you guys can maybe glance at the menu together and order at the same time. So that kind of rubbed me the wrong way that he couldn't wait 1 minute to get a drink in him. Like he couldn't wait for me. So that kind of rubbed me the wrong way. Then, like, from the start, our conversation was just off. Like, the vibes were weird. He asked me what I did for work. I told him, and he said, yeah, you look like you would do that for work. Like, what does that even mean, sir? I told him that my sister was a singer, and he asked if I had any talents. But he, like, said it in a way like, oh, are you talented at all? And just like strange vibes. He also, I forgot this happened. I was wearing sandals and he looked at my foot and was like, you have blah, blah, blah. I forget what the word was. And I'm like, I'm sorry. And he's like, it's when your second toe is a little bit longer than your first toe. I'm like, okay. And he's like, don't worry. I also have that. And then he pulls up his phone and he looks up a picture of whatever that term is and like shows me a foot. I'm like, what the fuck? Okay. And he's like, people probably think we have a foot fetish in here. I'm like, I don't think anyone thinks that. Like, no one cares about what we're talking about, sir. But like, whatever. What? Like, just weird. That was so weird. And one thing is like, notice how a guy is talking to servers and like people that work in the restaurant, because you don't want your husband to be that guy, like the fucking Karen at a restaurant. You don't want that. And when the server came over and asked me what I wanted to drink, I was about to like be like, oh, just give me 1 second. But then he's like, she needs time. and just kind of like put his hand to her, like just weird vibes. And after he did that, she did not go back to his side. She just came to me because what? Just vibes are off. Another thing is the whole time we're on this date, I'm like, what is this guy staring at? And then I turn around and he's watching the baseball. There was like this huge baseball screen behind me, and he was watching baseball the whole fucking time. Then at the end of this date, we were only there for like 40 minutes. He asked if I wanted to go get another drink at another rooftop bar nearby. I was like, sure. I didn't really want to go because I kind of hated him, but I was down since I spent like $20 on an Uber, only got one drink. I was like, I guess I could get another drink. And yeah, I love a free drink. So I say, sure. He gets a call and goes to the bathroom, and then he comes back out and is like, I just got a call and I have to sub in for a doctor tomorrow. I'm sorry, I can't go, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, totally chill, don't care. And then I tell him that I'm going to order an Uber home, and told him that I was going to take the train there, but I'll just Uber. And he looked at me and said, you use public transportation? And I said, yes, sir, I do. And he asked why I wouldn't just walk. Then we're leaving the restaurant because he gets this call that he has to go be a doctor. And we're leaving, and he says, if I'm being honest, I wasn't going to take you to another rooftop bar. I was actually just going to take you back to my apartment and make us some homemade cocktails. I have a really nice view at my apartment. What? You just lied to me and said we were going to go to a bar, but we were actually just going to your house? That's really strange. And then he asked if I just wanted to come over that weekend instead. Like, sir, no thank you. So I got my Uber. He didn't even wait for me to get in the Uber, just said peace out, left, never asked me if I made it home safe, and then texted me that weekend and sent me a picture of a drink in his rooftop view and asked if I wanted to come over. So that was one date experience that I've had here. That was probably the weirdest one, just because the vibes were so off, and that was just really strange. Another date that I went on here, this was actually my bad. I'm sure this kid is cool in another life, but I don't know. This guy asked if I wanted to get drinks, and I was pretty busy for like 2 weeks. So I said, like, I'm getting dinner with my friends. We could meet for a drink after that. So he comes to meet me after dinner, and like we were basically going to this bar that was next to the restaurant. And I told my friends that I was going to do that. And they asked if they could, like, they also wanted to get a drink. And I forgot to tell them I was going on a Hinge date after dinner. So I was like, oh, you guys are obviously more than welcome to come on this date. Like, whatever, it's 10 o'clock anyways. So they joined the date, and we all ended up getting pretty drunk and taking lots of tequila shots. But I think we all had a pretty fun night. That guy and I never really talked again after that. But yeah, and then the other date, we went to a dive bar. That was like a last minute random date. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I've only gone on like 3 or 4 dates here, and apparently I got drinks with all of them and never talked to them again. So I don't know, I think drinks are like a fun first date. I also just for some reason don't think, I've had like a couple people I know have had really good luck with Hinge and like have dated people from Hinge for a while. So I think it is a great way to find a boyfriend. I just haven't had luck personally. But this guy for next week seems pretty chill and nice. He jet skis. I like to jet ski. I think that's about all I know about him. Yeah, I honestly don't know anything about this man. Let's go to his Hinge and see if there's any more important details. Oh. Well, my friends thought this was a red flag. So on my Hinge, I go crazy for bagels and coffee. And he said, interesting thing to go crazy for. I said, is it? I feel like that's pretty normal. And he said, I mean, yeah, it's normal, but not something to get overly excited about. But then he said we should grab bagels and coffee. How's Saturday at 11? And I said I was busy. So now we're getting wine. We'll see. It says he likes to go for runs and pet dogs. Love that. Looks like he skis. Like both types of skis. Like skis on a ski and skis in the mountains. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think he's my husband because I don't want to date someone that has the same name as one of my guy friends because I feel like I just don't want to. And he has the same name as one of my like best guy friends, so I don't think this is going to work out. But I love getting to know people, so I'm down to see what's up. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he is my future husband. We'll see. But my sister and I were trying to come up goals for my next date because she thinks that getting drinks is not the move. But I kind of think it is the move. Getting a nice cocktail or glass of wine, I feel like that's right up my alley. But I guess maybe the next date I can do like pottery or coffee or something. Try something else out. See how that works. But yeah, I just don't like dinner dates. Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to let you guys know how that date goes. I don't really have any expectations for it. And I also don't have any intentions for it. And I think that's important because I feel like a lot of people go on dates like really nervously thinking like, oh my gosh, is he gonna like me? Oh my gosh, is this the one? You know, and you get really stressed out. But I think sometimes we forget that, one, you are the prize, not him. Know your worth. You are the prize at the end of the day. Two, like, this is about you. It's not, does he like me? It's, do I like him? I think we forget that a lot. We're so hyper-focused on what does he like about me? Does he like me? Why isn't he texting me back? And we get so hyper-focused on that stuff. But it's like, do I even like him? What do I like about him? Do I even want him to text me back? Do I even want to keep a conversation going? You know, it's about you. It's not about him. Like, what do you want? And you really have to know that before you do all this, or you're just going to be running in circles. And yeah, I don't know. I think it's important to, I've made a list. I know my list. Like, I know what I want in a guy. And I'm not going to settle for anything less, and I don't think anyone should. If you know what you want and you know what you expect out of your future person and the person you want to spend the rest of your life with, just remember that shit. And if they do one thing, I mean, I'm sure if it's a small little thing, you guys can work through that. But if right from the start you're like, oof, didn't like that he did that, oof, like that kind of made me uncomfortable, that kind of gave me the ick or whatever, and it's something that he can't change about himself, like, don't feel like you need to go on a second date with people. And also, don't feel bad if he really likes you and he's begging you to go on a second date and you just didn't vibe with him. Like, don't force yourself to go on a second date with these guys. I think a lot of people feel bad and feel like they have to give it another shot, but like, it's your life. And also remember, If a guy didn't want to give it a shot, he wouldn't. So why should you? So just know your worth when you go on these dates. Remember that you are the prize. You are everything. And yeah, just know your standards and know what you want. And if he doesn't have what you want, don't waste another moment with him. He ain't worth it. There are so many fish in the sea. Like, so many. Literally, guys, there are so many men out there. I see them every day. If Jeremy isn't the one for you, don't worry, because there's a Rob next door. And there's so many options, and the world is limitless. There's literally so many fish, and honestly, sometimes it's unfortunate that there are so many fish because a lot of the fish suck. But I'm sure there are good fish out there. I know that there are. But just remember that you're the prize. You are everything. And it's about you. It's not about if he likes you. It's about if you like him. I have to tell myself this all the time. It's not about if he likes you. It's about if you like him. Because you're the prize. This week, I am going to New York City. Actually, tomorrow, I am going to New York City again. I was there like 3 weeks ago. We're going back. I'm scared of the LaGuardia airport, if that's how you say it. I got stuck there last time and had to spend the night. But it wasn't a very fun sleepover because I didn't actually go to sleep. I just stayed up for 24 hours there because I thought someone would steal my stuff. So I know that airport. I know every single crevice of that airport. You need to know where Dunkin' Donuts is? I got you. You need to know, yeah, I know everything about it. You want to know where the meditation room is that I tried finding for hours? I got you. I know everything. Literally hire me. But going back there, I'm going there for some family time, and I'm really excited, meeting my sister and my mom at the Chicago airport, and then we all get to fly together. So it's really fun. I think my sister, she lives in California, and so she's waking up at like 4 a.m. to go to the airport. I'm like, that sucks. I just get to directly fly to New York City. So I'm very excited about that. And yeah, I mean, hopefully this guy and I actually go on this date. Who knows? Like, sometimes they flake, sometimes they cancel, but I will let you guys know how it goes, because maybe there will be a second date, and that would be really entertaining since I haven't made it that far yet. I just don't know, because I don't really know what I'm looking for. Like, I'm so happy being single and so comfortable being single, and I've just dated a lot of shitheads. So men kind of just piss me off, and like doing one thing, like I will remove myself because they just don't deserve my energy. So we'll see if we make it to a second date. If my friends already thought he was a red flag about him saying going crazy for the bagels and coffee, we'll see how this conversation in person goes. But I do like wine. And I like that he studied my hinge pictures, because I have a glass of wine in one of them. And everyone always comments on it on Hinge. They're like, wow, that's such a heavy pour they gave you at the restaurant. I'm like, yeah, I didn't ask them to do that. So, yeah. Wine. I'm definitely going to have a glass of wine before, even though I drank a little bit too much wine at Lollapalooza, and we were chasing our vodka with wine. I will never be doing that again. I think that's why I was such a little rat this weekend. I was such a little rat. But I'm feeling good now. I'm feeling pumped. I'm feeling excited, and this week went by really fast, actually. But I'll keep you guys updated on my dating life. It's honestly never really too exciting. But when it is exciting, it's really exciting. So stay tuned for next week. And I love you all. Bye.